Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I am that dude, Bodkins.
Yeah, DP lost like, beef. Yeah.
Right, where he's wondering he's like, I
Patty to patty.
He won style, like no weight classes.
Yeah, basically, like I said, there's been a couple guys that are like,
It's ridiculous. No way. There's nobody else out there. He's your guy.
That's just not my mentality, bro.
Yeah. Leave the ladder down. That's my always like, hey, somebody helped you out. Why not help somebody else out? Return.
Give a big round of applause for the one and only Bodkins Show.
Or bringing Craig Counsell down the interstate in a move unexpected. I had people.
I'm going to repeat that again, folks. I didn't stutter. Welcome to the Bodkins Show.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Bodkins Show. I'm your host, Bodkins, of course. It is our NFL Week 16. It's a little solo show tonight. That's right. Just your guy by himself. Going to hold down the fort, kind of get you through all the reaction of today's games, the playoff implications, pretty much from what I've gathered, a lot of teams, 49ers, their season is officially over. The who else's season was over today? I know the 49ers, New Orleans, Arizona, that's who it was. Arizona's season is now over. So the Cowboys season's officially over. So a couple teams now officially over. Not that we didn't already know that these teams is officially over, but a couple teams still staying alive. Colts get a win, stay alive. Dolphins get a win, stay alive. So they're kind of in the hunt. Bengals survive, still alive. So they are all kind of fighting for those. You got the Chargers, Broncos, who played on Thursday night. Chargers get the big win. And then you got Indy, Miami, Cincinnati, all battling for that final two spots as well in the AFC. And then the NFC, it's really down to that one. I mean, it's going to be tough. It's down to two teams. Really, I guess that 8th seed, right? So we got 8. Yeah. So, or is it 8? No. Yeah. 7. Because the 2 would play the 7, the 3, and the 6, the 4 and the 5 with the 1 getting the matchup. So with that final 7th spot, in the NFC, I don't foresee Washington losing it. They are 10-5. Seattle and Atlanta, the only two teams that remain that can maybe catch them. Going to need some help, obviously. Seattle can maybe still win their division as they're a game behind the Rams. So we got that kind of clears up the playoff matchups as far as that's concerned. Then we get into the seedings, obviously. The AFC is pretty much clean. Everybody's got a spot. Now, whether it's going to be Baltimore or Pittsburgh who wins that division will get that spot. But KC, we know they could, they need to win one more game. They win next week. They got the 1 seed. And then Buffalo's right there at 12-3. Again, they need Kansas City to lose really the next 2 games, to tie, and they got to win out to get the 1 seed. I don't know if that happens. Pittsburgh 10-5, Baltimore 10-5. Houston's already clinched their division. They're pretty much locked in at that 4 seed. Unless Pittsburgh and Baltimore, one of those 2 teams loses, they could catch up to the 3. But like I said, it's that last 2 wild card spots of the Chargers, Denver, and you got a couple teams battling it out. And then the NFC, to me, it's going to be Green Bay, Washington. Neither one of those teams clinched, but they both at 10 wins probably get you in. And then Minnesota at 13-2 is the 5 seed. They clinched the playoff spot, and they're trying to catch Detroit, who's at 13-2. They if Detroit wins out or Minnesota wins out, they do play each other. That could be for the division. Philadelphia losing today, 12-3. They're going to need some help to get that 1 seed. But they pretty much, while they didn't, they could lose the next 2 games, I guess, and they didn't. They had a chance today to clinch their division, didn't do so. You got Rams win today, continue the 1-game lead over Seattle, who could get that playoff spot along with Atlanta, but they're going to need some help. Also, Tampa Bay is a game above Atlanta, so that's really if you're Seattle, Atlanta, your best bet is to try to catch up and win their division more than it would be to win the wild card. I think the wild card spots are pretty much clinched between Green Bay and Washington. They win; each team wins next week. It's a wrap for both of those. So I think actually, if Green Bay wins tomorrow to get to 11-4, they're in. So if they win. They would clinch if they win against the Saints tomorrow night. They still got a chance though to maybe win that division if Detroit falters their last 2 games, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think actually because Detroit owns the tiebreaker, but Green Bay still got Minnesota and the Bears. So the Bears then Minnesota after next week. So we'll have to see. Or maybe it's Minnesota, then the Bears, I guess. But nonetheless, we are inching here. I think we pretty much know who the playoff teams are going to be. Let's get into this week's games. Let me share the old screen like we normally do. Real quick, if you haven't noticed, Tank Dell is, if you haven't got the update, Tank Dell is out of the hospital as the Texans lost yesterday 27-19. And then I'm not going to go into these games 34-17 because they're yesterday's games. The Ravens won, but Tank Dell's out of the hospital, unknown. I know they said dislocated knee, probably going to need some surgery. He might be out all next year. It's a pretty serious knee injury. But let's get into it. We got Falcons, Giants. I thought the Giants would at least cover with the Raiders win. Giants are now in sole possession of the first round pick, and a lot of people are talking Cam Ward, and we'll get to that Raiders game here in a little bit. But Drew Lock, 29-39, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Atlanta wins 34-7. Tyrone Tracy 7-26. Malik Neighbors 7-68. And then you get to the Falcons. Remember, they made the big quarterback change. Michael Penix Jr. in his first outing, okay game, 18-27, 202 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Bijan Robinson got going, 22 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Algier, 7 for 22. Darnell Mooney had 5 for 82. Drake London, 5 for 59. Atlanta rolls here in Michael Penix's first game as a starter. Probably a good team to start them against is the Giants, a team that's, not very good, doesn't really care if they win. We think that probably everybody should be gone. Again, they're going to be in lockstep for that number 1 seed. So I'd be pretty shocked if Daboll and their general manager, if both come back next year. If Shane, so we get to the where are we at here? Lions, Bears. Bears lose 34-17 at home. Then they continue their miserable season. Jared Goff continues to ball well. Remember, he had 5 touchdowns last week and no interceptions this week. 23-32, 336 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 23, 109 and a touchdown. He's now the lead role in this backfield. We got Jamison Williams, 5 for 143 and a touchdown. Amon Ross St. Brown, 6 for 70 and a touchdown. Sam Laporta, 4 for 43 and a touchdown. Lions win 34-17. We get to the Bears here. Caleb Williams, a pretty good game, 26 of 40, 334 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, 9 for 20. Keenan Allen, 9 for 141 and a touchdown. The Bears lose that the interim coach still hasn't gotten his first win. I don't think he's going to be the head coach. I thought he was a pretty good OC and was doing well. I was kind of shocked. Maybe we understood why they fired Eberflus, but it is what it is. Bears, he won't get that head coaching job because you can tell the team's not doing great. And maybe some guys are making business decisions here, but 34-17, Lions continue to, with the Eagles loss, which we'll get to them here in a little bit as well, kind of almost pretty much one more win and they'll clinch that first seed here in that first round bye. And if there's a team that needs it, it's probably Detroit with all the injuries on that defense, but their offense continues to hum. You got the Cardinals in a wild one here. The Panthers win 36-30 in overtime. And Arizona, tied this game up and then was eliminated from the playoffs, tied it in the fourth quarter as time expired to go into overtime. Panthers score a touchdown. No need to kick the extra point. It was a walk-off touchdown. But the Panthers win 20-32, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for Kyler Murray. James Connors, 15 for 117 and a touchdown. Kyler also ran for a touchdown. I don't know what it is. I just think Kyler's an inaccurate passer and is not a great passer because that man, like you draft Marvin Harrison, he doesn't have a great year. He had an okay year. So you just you wonder if Kyler's the right guy there. I like the gain in their head coach. I've said it before. But yeah. How about the resurgence that is Bryce Young? I mean, everybody doubted this young man, including maybe myself. I didn't want to say he was a bust, but Jesus. Now he's bounced back since the earlier benching. I think if you're a Panthers fan, you're probably saying, hey, man, like we kind of got a guy. He threw some nice balls, couple in the bucket, 7-26, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chuba Hubbard, 25 for 152 and 2 touchdowns. Bryce also ran for a touchdown. Adam Thielen, 5 for 43 and a touchdown. So Panthers pick up their 4th win of the season, get to 4-11. And are 30, with the win here. Cardinals fall below 500 and have been eliminated from the playoffs. So there's that. We get to Rams, Jets. Rams 19-9. Jets continue to look like hammered dog shit. Matthew Stafford, 14-19, 110 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Kyron Williams, 23 of 122 and 1 touchdown. Puka Nacua, 8 for 56. And I think this Rams, I said it earlier, I think they were going to win this division. I said it a couple weeks ago. They're healthy. Seems like they or if they can win out, let me take a look at the Rams schedule. The Rams. Oh, here it is. If the Rams win out, they're obviously going to win this division. They got the Cardinals next week, and then that Seahawks game could be for the division, the final game of the season on Sunday. So that'll be interesting time frame to see what happens there. But Aaron Rodgers, 28 of 42, 256 yards, 1 touchdown. Breece Hall, 14 for 52. Devontae Adams, 7 for 68 and a touchdown. But Rams find a way, 19-9, and maybe these next 2 weeks we're probably seeing Aaron Rodgers' last 2 games in a Jet uniform, maybe his last 2 games in an NFL uniform. So that'll be tough. We'll see what happens. Let's get into the game of the day. The Commanders win 36-33. They had 5 turnovers. Now, this game probably a little bit different if Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt. He gets a concussion in the first quarter. Kenny Pickett comes in, 14-24, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And then Saquon continues the 29-150, 2 touchdown game. A.J. Brown, 8 for 97 and a touchdown. But the Commanders, a good growing game. You had the 5 turnovers in this game. You still, even without Jalen Hurts, they still beat a really good team. This is the first time they won a game against a winning team, and it was nice. Jaden Daniels, again, continues to look like the real deal. 24-39, 258 yards, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. So Jaden Daniels also ran for 9 for 81. And Olamide Zacchaeus, 5 for 70 and 2 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin, 5 for 60 and a touchdown. Jameson Crowder, 2 for 15 and 2 touchdowns. So, like the Commanders, I don't know how good they'll be in the playoffs. I don't know, as it sits. As it sits, they would play. The Commanders would play. They would play Philly. I mean, so we could be seeing this in a few weeks in the playoffs. So that would be tough. Let's see. Let's get into the next one here. We got Bengals absolutely rolled over the Brownies, 24-6. They bench Jameis. DTR wasn't much better, 20-34, 157 yards, 2 interceptions. Jerome Ford, 11 for 92 and a touchdown. David Njoku, 8 for 66. Joe Burrow, I mean, T. Higgins said that's Superman out there. Well, he might want to think about Superman, if he's depending on his contract situation. So, Superman may not be throwing the ball after these next 2 games. 23-30, 252 yards, 3 touchdowns. Chase Brown, 18 for 91. Jamar Chase, 6 for 97 and a touchdown. D. Higgins, 8 for 58 and a touchdown. So, I mean, the Bengals absolutely rolled. This is the first time that their defense, that's how bad the Browns offense is. They score against one of the worst defenses in the league. We get to Colts, Texans. Colts stay alive with the win, 38-30. Jonathan Taylor listened to me calling him a turd last week and he had a big game. In fact, it was 29 for 218 yards, 3 touchdowns. Anthony Richardson, 7 of 11, 131, 1 yard, 1 touchdown. But they decided, hey, let's just give this ball to Jonathan Taylor and make sure he wins it for us. And he did. Yes, he did today. Not much again. Only 7 completions the entire game for Anthony Richardson. That's hilarious. I mean, Jesus. Tony Pollard, 8 for 38. Tajay Spears, 10 for 7. I mean, this game wasn't much to talk about here. The 2 touchdowns for Mason Rudolph. Calvin Ridley, 3 catches for 78. The Texans, I mean, my guy Sam is going through it with the Titans, Mr. First Down. He said, fire everybody. The general manager, the quarterback, the coach, get them all out. So we'll see what they do. The Titans, nonetheless. Let's get into the afternoon games. Vikings win 27-24 in a game Seattle really kind of had to have to stay alive. This one hurt their playoff chances for the division. And we talked about the Rams final 2 games here, but Seattle losing this one hurt. Back-to-back losses to Green Bay and Minnesota. 22-35, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns for Sam Darnold. Aaron Jones, 18 for 67. Justin Jefferson, 10 for 144 and 2 touchdowns. Jordan Addison, 5 for 37 and a touchdown. Geno Smith, 31 of 43, 314 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Kenneth Walker, 8 for 31. Jackson Smith, Najigba, 8 for 95 and a touchdown. He went over 1,000 yards this year. Again, I really like this kid. I think he's going to be in the future. He's going to be really well, and he's good already. So 3 for 57 and a touchdown for DK Metcalf. Whoop. We got Patriots, Bills. This game was 14-0 at one point. Bills roll all the way back, outscore them 24-7 the rest of the way, though. Drake May, 26 to 36, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ramondre Stevenson, 12 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. Keyshawn Boutte, 5 receptions and 95 yards and a touchdown. Lead the way for the Patriots. Josh Allen, not a great game, but man, you can't be Superman every time. 16 to 29, 154 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. James Cook, 11 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown. Also caught a ball for a touchdown. Bills win, get to 12-3. Patriots fall 13 to 20 to 13 to get to 3, fall to 3-12. But I mean, again, if you're the Patriots, this is what you want. Hey, let's play good. Let's play hard. Drake May looks like a real guy, and everybody else on our team kind of stinks. Whoop. Raiders, I mentioned earlier at the top, with this win, they get to 3-12. That leaves the Giants now the worst team in the league with the number 1 pick. Raiders, I think, would be the 2 pick, which maybe everybody says they were happy about it or whatever. Mark Davis seems to be happy. Maybe because he wants Shadur Sanders and knows the Giants are going to draft Cam Ward. It seems like that, at least right now here in December. We obviously got a long way to get to the draft in April, but Mac Jones, 25 of 39, 247 yards, 1 touchdown. Tank Bigsby, 12 of 50, 1 touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. continues his stellar rookie season, 9 for 132 and a touchdown. We get to the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell, 24 of 38, 257 yards. Amir Abdullah, 7 for 38 and a touchdown. Madison had 12 carries for a touch and 27 yards, a touchdown. Brock Bowers continues his stellar rookie season, 11 for 99. He might be, there's a couple good rookies in this class, and he's one of them. Obviously, Jaden Daniels is going to be right up there. Will probably win Rookie of the Year, but Brock Bowers has made a case, and really, so has Brian Thomas Jr. So we get to the last game. Dolphins keep their season hopes alive with a win over the 49ers, 29-17. Johnny's out celebrating. That's why he missed us tonight. 26 of 40, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Purdy, there was nothing in the rushing game, obviously, here for the 49ers. George Kittle had 8 for 106. Debo, 7 for 96 and a touchdown. 49ers lose here. Tua, 22 of 34, 215 yards, 1 touchdown. Devon Achane, huge game, 7 for 120 and a touchdown. Also caught 6 balls for 70 yards. Tyreek had 3 receptions for 29 yards and the lone touchdown. So Dolphins get a nice, win here to kind of play this out. So, man, it's. I'm looking here. I'm just trying to think. Like the reason I'm pausing here. Hold on. I wanted to read something real quick. They had the percentages out. I thought. Nah, I was trying to see if there was a percentage on the teams here, but that were still in the hunt, but it didn't on this article. But nonetheless, it didn't tell me. Let's get into our dogs and turds of the week. Turd is tough, man, because I felt like the team, like I'm tired of giving to the same teams because, well, they shit the bed every week. But you know what? Yeah, I mean. There it is. Had to find it. Yeah, my NFL Week 16 Turd of the Week is none other than the Arizona Cardinals. You had everything to play for. You were still trying to fight for the playoffs, and you lose to the Carolina Panthers, a rebuilding team. in overtime. So you know what, Arizona, you are my turd of the week. My dog of the week, and maybe his best game and his biggest game in a game they had to have. So their division, so they really kind of kept their division alive, title hopes alive and their playoff hopes alive. And that is none other than Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders. Huge game, 24-39, 258 yards, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns. That he might have pretty much sewn up Rookie of the Year. The Commanders got their best playoff start, or their best team since 91, they said today. So Jaden Daniels has obviously been a big part of that. Probably nailed his Rookie of the Year award today. Commanders get their biggest win of the season against the Eagles. So Jaden Daniels is my dog of the week. Oh. All right, folks, that pretty much sums up a quick NFL recap show when you're doing a solo show and what's there else to talk about. Anyway, other than that, please do check out the Weekly Dump. Johnny would join me this weekend. We gave out our coal to, each league, what we would do to change, and then a gift to each league or our favorite teams of each sport. So, nonetheless, folks, this does wrap up NFL Week 16. We only got 2 more weeks left of the NFL season, folks. 2 more weeks. So, other than that, folks, be a friend, tell a friend, like, subscribe, share. We'll see you later.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.